Imagine if you could always have the motivation to study instead of trying to find productivity hacks to force yourself to study like everybody else. I'm Salim, I've done an undergrad and postgraduate degree, and now I'm at med school. And I hated having to force myself to study, so I wanted genuine motivation to enjoy studying alongside doing the other things that I care about. So over the years, I found the 3-part strategy you need to permanently boost your motivation that helped me study every day for more than a year. And it's called the pendulum method. So the first part of the strategy is mindset based, but it's going to make the next 2 parts on practical advice for motivation a lot more effective. And I'll start with a question. What words do you associate with studying? Most likely they're negative, but if I ask the same question for your experience in social media or video games, it's generally more positive. And it's because what you get from these 2 platforms is very clear. You get entertained, and that clear reward gives you an immediate spike of dopamine, and that drives the motivation in your brain to always go back on them. But let's think in reverse. How do you feel after a good day of studying? You'd feel good knowing you're more likely to pass your exams, and you'd even tell your friends that you got a lot of work done. But it's the opposite with being on your phone all day. So the main part against motivation for studying is that initial negative association. So to build your core motivation, you need a strong connection between the initial part of studying with the positive outcome from studying. And that's by understanding why you want to study to as deep a level as you can. Like if I ask myself, why do I study as productively as possible? It's because I want to pass exams efficiently. Why efficiently? It's so that I'd become a good doctor that has time for other things like exercising, piano, and this channel. Why? Because it's part of my self-improvement journey to get better and to have the credibility to offer you advice so that you can benefit too. And I can keep going with this example. So if you build this web of connections, you'll eventually get that hit of dopamine when you study, just like you do from your phone, because of that strong reminder of why you need to work hard. And then the words you associate with studying are gonna become more positive. But it takes some time to build this connection. So this is where the practical parts of this strategy come in to create that immediate motivation. So now, how often have you felt no immediate motivation to study because it's too difficult or it's too boring to go through your lectures, classes, or notes? I used to have this problem, but now I've got 3 solutions to get that immediate motivation. And I'm surprised that not many people try the 3rd solution. But for the first 2, I realized I've been doing them for years at the gym. Whenever I didn't want to exercise, I either did something more enjoyable or just exercised for 20 minutes. And usually once I start, I end up doing the full workout anyway, because the hard part's always getting that immediate motivation to do something. So to have that immediate motivation to study, you need a low barrier to entry and an enjoyable invitation to study. So I start my study day learning about something I enjoy for 15 minutes that's separate to my med school work. And that's been studying computer science because I enjoy the practical application and problem solving aspects to it. And by the time the 15 minutes is up, I've gotten through the initial barrier to study because I've built that immediate motivation to focus at my desk that I can transfer to my med school work. And this is a real thing. Research has shown that if you can be motivated to do one thing for a few minutes, that motivation can transfer to the next immediate task. But you're probably thinking, how can you only spend 15 minutes studying something you enjoy like I did? So there's actually a free and very easy way to do this, and that's through the sponsor of this video, Brilliant, an online learning platform that's the best way to learn sciences, maths, and computer science interactively. And look, I've been at uni for 7 years and I've tried everything to boost my motivation. And Brilliant's genuinely made studying more enjoyable because it's the best at creating that low barrier to study through its interactive approach to learning. For example, the Thinking in Code course got me to design simple programs to solve real-world problems straight away, from Maps app navigation to writing a program that automatically responds to work messages. And that hands-on learning approach actually makes me feel motivated to learn. And there's something relevant and enjoyable for everyone, because Brilliant has more than 100 guided courses and thousands of lessons like the ones I'm doing, to some in engineering, maths, and AI. And new lessons are added every month, covering basic to advanced topics for any skill level. So to gain this immediate motivation that can be transferred to your school or uni work, try everything Brilliant has to offer, free for a full 30 days by visiting the link brilliant.org/Salim Ahmed, or click on the link in the description. And the first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. And that's a brilliant deal considering how much you might spend on ordering takeaways that won't have anywhere near as much of a positive impact on you. And that gets me to the 3rd problem you need to solve for immediate motivation. So think about this. When you study, are you always doing the same thing? Like going through your notes or reading boring textbooks? Because if I go back to the example of social media or video games, they do the opposite. They always show something new so that it's never repetitive. So you need to make studying feel new. And Brilliant does this by teaching through practical and visual learning, giving you that variation you need in your study routine to get you motivated. And because there's no pressure to spend hours on it, I literally spend 10 minutes with minimal effort. But I still learn a lot because of how effective and practical the courses are. So by the time I'm done with my session, I'm mentally warmed up and I can shift that immediate motivation and focus I built from it to my med school studying. So click on the link in the description to try Brilliant free for a full 30 days. So now you need practical advice to maintain this motivation over a long time. And look, you've probably heard people say to create a schedule and stick by it every day, and I do this myself. But I know it's hard to make that work when you struggle with motivation. But what definitely helps to maintain motivation is having momentum, and that's by creating subtasks to finish throughout the day. Because what motivates you to keep going isn't your end goal. It's the rate of progress you make towards that goal. Like it's how video games motivate you to keep playing. There's the main storyline, but within it, you have a load of subquests, each with their own rewards as milestones. So for me, the main task might be to get through a certain topic or finish an essay by the end of the week. But the subtasks of the day would be to do 30 questions for that topic or get through the introduction and first paragraph for that essay. Just keep the tasks very simple and very frequent so that you build momentum. Because seeing yourself make progress on your subtasks at a fast rate throughout the day is going to keep you motivated on a day-to-day basis. Because once you accomplish one subtask, soon after you're going to be on the next one and the next one after that. And look, if you've made it this far, go through this method in order and definitely try out Brilliant free for a full 30 days by visiting brilliant.org/Salim Ahmed or click the link in the description. And remember, the first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. I genuinely believe it's going to help you because it's the best opportunity for you to enjoy studying and a good way to motivate you that you shouldn't miss, especially considering it's an investment into yourself.